I've never done investing. He knows a bit about. Yeah.
Aishah, I've been telling you since episode 1. Then there's like a list of like, oh, these countries are not accepted and stuff. I don't know what those countries did to them, lah, but Malaysia's never on that list of like, sorry, you're not allowed to use our platform. Yeah.
Because first of all, I'm scared because our currency goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of The Money Goal. My name is Emir, and today I have Aishah with me again.
Hey.
Hello, Aishah. I think today we're talking about something related to travel, right?
Yes.
Alright, we have.
I just got back from
Okay.
Okay, so I went to Hong Kong last week. And good news, everybody. When I went there, we were announced that we had Malaysia punya passport is the third strongest in the world right now.
Oh yeah, I read that. I saw that on social media.
Yes, and we can go to over 180 countries, and Hong Kong was one of them. So my travel was smooth.
Wait, you say we can go to okay.
Yeah, over 180 country visa free.
Yeah.
And of course, we could not have had that chance, opportunity. The passport wouldn't be strong without the effort of everybody at the Ministry of Home Affairs and of course our Minister YB Saifuddin Nasution.
Yeah.
So my God, great job. I love traveling. Me and Emir, we talk about traveling a lot. So this
Every
news,
episode.
right? Yeah, every
Behind
episode.
the scenes, behind the scenes, yeah.
Like, where are you going next? Where are you going later? So I just got back from Hong Kong and he's traveling.
Yeah, I'm going to Japan. So you're talking about visa-free countries, right? Actually, every time I travel, I just assume I don't need a visa. I have never assumed that I needed a visa to
That
travel.
is how easy Malaysian has it.
Yeah, maybe one day it's gonna harm me.
Actually,
Maybe
you
I
have
should
to
check.
check.
Maybe
Like
I should
Australia, China, we still need
China
visa to go.
visa-free now, though.
Right now, yes.
Yeah,
They have
for
this
the
like
whole
trial period
Yeah,
for you to come.
So I always assume. I never even check. Maybe I should check in the future.
Yeah,
So
Malaysians, we don't do that, yeah.
I've been fine everywhere I went.
So far.
Yeah.
So a lot of countries that I've been to and I usually go to is of course Singapore lah,
Yep.
Thailand,
Yep.
all our neighbors,
Indonesia.
Indonesia.
Vietnam, Philippines.
Yeah, we've never had that trouble because, Malaysians go there all the time. So when I was going to Hong Kong, I did research, of course, macam, how much is our exchange rate? Is it going to be expensive? The stay there. Of course, visa. I've never been to that part of Asia yet.
Okay.
Like,
What was your first time?
yeah,
Okay.
I've never been to China. I've never been to Korea. I've never been to Japan. So Hong Kong is that part of Asia that I went to for the first time. So I did a little bit of research. So we do not need visa. So that's money
Yeah.
saved
actually,
there on my
sometimes I
part.
see the cost of visa at like
Some
Bali
countries is so
airport and stuff.
expensive.
It's so expensive, yeah.
So expensive, yeah.
For it.
But it's easier now for Malaysians because last time when you want to enter Hong Kong, you know those little slip thing yang macam dekat Thailand that you have to register 3 days before you masuk the country so that they have you like macam pre-registered at the immigration. Hong Kong used to have that for Malaysians. And I thought, you just need your passport, a valid passport.
Yep.
And just go to the immigration. And I tell you, the immigration punya process was very, very smooth. Like I had around me people from other countries. Some of them were in front of me.
Yeah.
They took so long for the immigration to let them
And
pass.
you just walk.
But for me, it was like, they give me a slip saying that I can stay there until February. So like it's 3 months.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, fine.
Yeah,
I said, just your passport and you can go in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Hello.
I say it's not just about travel. So I was just speaking to one of my colleagues, and he said his wife used to work in China,
Oh.
and she was an internal auditor. So I was thinking, like, why would you hire a Malaysian to be an internal auditor for a normal company in China, right? And apparently, they took her because this is an MNC. Is it that they had this office in China?
Yep.
And they wanted their internal auditor to travel to a few different countries to do internal audits. And they chose a Malaysian because it's easy for them to just go to many different countries without visa.
Wow, to the
Yeah,
island.
I actually just heard this
So
story from my
basically, I
colleague
can also
recently.
work and like travel at the same
Try-
time.
Yeah, no, not that. But I meant like even beyond travel, right? Having this strong passport gives like that benefit as well. Actually, I didn't even think about it.
Not only
Yeah.
work, I feel like for studying also Malaysians can just basically study anywhere.
Yeah.
Like you study in China.
I studied in China. Okay, we needed a visa still, of course, because we're studying Poly everywhere. So we still needed a student visa, but it was still super
But
cheap,
it was
easy to get.
super cheap and also it's easy kan.
Yeah,
Kalau Malaysians
easy.
wanna get China punya visa,
Yep.
how much do you say traveling in China?
Oh.
Travel? Kalau travel visa, how much was China?
I don't know.
It's less than 100 you said.
I mean, it's free now. Oh no, my student visa was less than 100.
Your
My
student,
Yeah.
see
Student visa.
how easy is it
Yeah.
to just work outside, study abroad and
Yep.
travel. Yeah. But currency now.
Yeah.
Also, because our passport is strong. But let's talk about our currency that is also doing very, very well.
Yeah. Perfect timing for me.
Perfect timing for you to
Me,
travel, especially in Japan. Who's going to Japan?
I'm going to Japan in 2 days after we record this video. So visa I don't need, and then the yen is just okay. The yen is weak, but the ringgit is also super strong against a lot of currencies. I think in the last 1 month. Yeah, so I think 2 months ago I converted 100 yen and I paid. Okay, I converted money, and 100 yen was I think 28.50, 28 ringgit 50 cents for 100 yen.
Right.
So I
28
converted. I
ringgit.
thought it was cheap. Today 100 yen is I think 26 ringgit 50 cents. So I kind of lost money there. I converted too early, but yeah, super strong currency now.
Right.
It's actually making things a lot cheaper for us to travel. Yeah.
I felt that when I was in Hong Kong. Because
Recently, right? Just a
yes.
few weeks.
Okay, I went to a quite expensive place. I went to Disneyland.
Okay.
So going there, you're gonna expect that you're gonna spend a lot. So I did put a budget lah for merchandise because if you're already in Disneyland, you wanna buy merchandise that are there. But I recently realized that one Hong Kong dollar equals to just 53
around
cents.
there,
Yeah. So everything that you buy there is just divide by half.
Yeah.
So if you spend
that
like
lah.
if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
spend
okay.
600 Hong Kong dollar for example, you baru spend 300 ringgit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel like macam wow. Actually we can buy a lot of things that are for cheap. And Hong Kong is not that expensive if
Oh,
you
is it?
go. Yeah.
Okay. Japan is quite expensive. So the Sony currency.
Expensive,
So the
okay.
Sony currency is like perfect for me. I need it.
Our banks also macam if you use Wise or
Yeah.
GX Bank or May, if you put our money there, we can just basically use it everywhere.
Yeah. I actually have so many cards I'm ready to use.
He does.
I'm going to do the Wise card, GX Bank, Touch and Go. And then their fees are actually quite low. Yeah, so if you guys want to
The
travel,
exchange rate,
make
yeah.
sure you guys check, which cards are the best exchange rates and then charge you the lowest fees. A lot of competition these days, so you guys can actually find pretty good deals.
About how have you ever heard about investing abroad though? I've never done investing. He knows a
Of course I
bit
know.
about. Yeah, I have-
Aishah, I've been telling you since episode 1 and you haven't done anything yet.
yeah. How is that with our exchange rate now?
Okay,
How
so
is that?
the good thing is, okay, a lot of people invest in US lah. So
Yeah.
we usually invest in US dollar terms, right? Now that the ringgit is stronger, if you want to invest 1,000 ringgit, you're going to get more, let's say, Apple shares or whatever shares you decide to buy, right?
Yep.
Because the ringgit is stronger. So there is one benefit of a stronger ringgit as well.
Wow.
Yeah. So it is, stock prices can be low, but now that the US dollar is also lower against ringgit, it's good for us. Yeah.
So you can just basically you live in Malaysia and you can invest anywhere in the world.
Yeah, so that's another good thing, right? I invest in a lot of foreign platforms. So of
Yep.
course we use our local banks, products and stuff, but there are also a lot of international ones that we use. And sometimes they will have on their website, they'll say, okay, we are available for customers from all over the world except the following countries. And then there's like a list of like, oh, these countries are not accepted and stuff. I don't know what those countries did to them, lah, but so far, I mean, as Malaysians, I've never had any issues.
Really?
Okay, Malaysia's never on that list of like, sorry, you're
allowed to invest.
you're not allowed to use our platform. Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't mention the other countries, lah, but some countries are always on the list,
Ah. So
So investing access for us is actually very good. I don't know exactly why. We can use pretty much any platform from many countries.
wow.
And then like you said, lah, the exchange rate makes things even better for us now.
I feel like I should start.
You said this 3 months ago, by the way, Aishah.
30 episodes ago, I said that I want to start investing like
Really
Emir.
disappointed in Aishah, by the way.
Because first of all, I'm scared because our currency goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down. So it's scaring me. But Emir so far for the past, I don't know, year has been saying that no lah, Malaysia punya ringgit okay je.
Yeah.
Like even if it falls,
Yeah.
Tak banyak pun.
I've always believed in the Malaysian ringgit, by the way. Every time, like the last time I went to like 4.5, 4.6, people are like, I want to convert to USD lah, I want to convert to Sing dollar lah. I was like, no, I'll hold the ringgit actually. But now, okay, now it's pretty strong lah. Now it's the ringgit is pretty strong.
He's so happy because
Exactly.
he travels, he invests. He's so happy about this.
Exactly. Even for our currency, I always tell people there are things that are within our control and there are things that are outside of our control.
Outside of our control,
Sometimes
yeah.
you just cannot do anything,
Yeah.
right? If, for example, the US is running some monetary policy, which I won't explain. Okay, maybe a bit confusing to you guys, but they can be doing something
Pening.
that strengthens the US dollar. So there's nothing we can do about that. Some
Yes.
things that's just outside of our control. But I guess things that we can do as Malaysians is, for example, our strong passport, right?
Yep.
So I guess when you travel, and then even online these days, it's so easy to interact with people from other countries, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just know that whenever you speak to or meet people from other countries, you are sort of a representation of Malaysia.
Of course,
right?
you
even
always
even
are.
when I go
Yeah.
to study in China, people are like, oh, this is the first time I'm meeting a Malaysian. Yeah, and they're always like, oh, Malaysians can speak English. Like, yeah, we can.
So we have a few stories from our listeners.
Okay.
So this person, she is a freelance designer based in Ipoh.
Okay.
Okay, I started doing small branding jobs for local businesses, but during the pandemic, I tried pitching to clients overseas. Somehow, I got replies from companies in Australia and the UK. What surprised me was how easy it was for me to say yes when they invited me to meet them in person for workshops. I didn't need to wait months for visa approval. I could just go.
Yep.
Probably the visa approval is for Australia. Because UK, you don't need visa, kan?
You go for 6 months, I think that's quite long.
It's quite long.
Yeah.
So that confidence helped me negotiate better rates. Now I get paid in Australian dollar, but I still live and spend in ringgit. So even though the jobs aren't always consistent, the currency difference lets me save faster when I was working only with local clients. It made me realize that being Malaysian and global at the same time is possible. I didn't have to migrate. I just had to think bigger. The question is, do you think earning globally while living locally is the new financial advantage for Malaysians? And that Malaysians should aim for?
I think, of course, I mean, if you can earn a stronger currency, lah, which then essentially means that you live in Malaysia still, so you have a lot of money
Yep.
spent. Basically, your income in ringgit is a lot higher than other people.
So she's basically earning in Australian dollar,
Yeah.
but her spending is Malaysian ringgit.
Correct.
In Ipoh.
Nah, because she's gonna save a lot.
In Ipoh.
The bad thing for her now, though, is that the ringgit is stronger against the Australian dollar. I think it used to be like 3 plus. Now I think it's like 2.7, 2.6. So now her Australian dollar is less ringgit.
Macam
Unfortunately for
mana
you,
ni?
but better for all of us.
Because we don't spend in Australian ringgit, so
Exactly.
macam itulah.
Yeah.
But even though you're earning in whatever currency, you still need to remember to pay your taxes.
In Malaysia, of course.
In Malaysia, yeah. So make sure that you guys check that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, please. Okay, this is a student. She's studying in South Korea right now. Wow, best. Okay, at first I was very overwhelmed by how expensive everything felt. But I learned to track my currency rates and only transferred money when the ringgit was strong. I also started using a multi-currency digital wallet, Emir, to avoid those high foreign exchange fees. Because I was watching my money more closely, I started noticing that even small differences in exchange rate can really affect how much I actually have to spend.
Yep.
With that awareness, I started investing a little bit in the ETFs. Back in Malaysia every month.
If you listen to our episodes 30 episodes ago, me and Yasmin, you
Yeah,
asked for an ETF.
it's like
So, okay.
ETF sounds familiar.
Okay, it's okay. Let's move on.
Even though I'm abroad, my money back home is working for me. So being overseas didn't make me spend more. It made me learn how money move.
Okay.
The question is, can budgeting, saving and investing wisely be seen as a form of national pride? Because it feels like the same discipline that makes our passport respected also in how we handle our own finances.
No, that's a tricky question. But yeah, I mean, of course.
Yeah.
I think saving, budgeting, all these things, it is in a way national pride, right? Because you are strengthening your own personal finance background.
That's right, because he's investing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Investing in our country, that's one thing. Of course, you're helping with our capital markets and stuff like that. But if you're more financially responsible, it means that you potentially then use less resources from, let's say, government, right? Government has a budget and they have to allocate it. So the more there are people who are doing well, let's say for example, less people will need to rely on government aid to survive, on subsidies to survive. So those are all examples of how saving, budgeting, investing all can be a form of national pride. That's what I think.
Wow, I've never thought of that. That's a good way to...
See, you're not feeling a lot of pride. You haven't been investing a lot.
You know, I should be better.
You should be better. You should be better.
ETF, okay, lepas ni. What's one financial habit every Malaysian should adopt to make the most of our Malaysian power? Malaysian passport power. Malaysian passport power.
Investing?
Investing?
Yeah, investing for sure. Since, like I said, we have access to so many different platforms, investment options out there. That's one habit that you can have. Look for opportunities to earn money outside of Malaysia. I think that's a really good
This is your time. Our passport is good enough.
Yep.
Okay, last question. How do we show our appreciation to the Ministry of Home Affairs, NYB
For giving us a strong passport.
Yes, NYB Saifuddin Nasution. Not just with words, but also the way we are being responsible. How do we do it? When we travel out, I feel like when we travel out, you just jaga nama Malaysia basically.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said,
Yeah.
we are sort of a representation of Malaysia.
Yes,
right?
whenever we go, anywhere in the world, with our red number 3 passport, you have to. It is really as a flag. I have to say it so many times. Kita punya passport number 3. How many countries is in this world, Emir? And we're number 3.
I'm gonna assume 180.
Next to Spain.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think that's a non-financial view, but for sure, I think Malaysians are actually quite good with this, like being respectful all when we travel to other countries.
Of cultures, of food.
Online, maybe not so good.
Online, yeah. Sometimes you need to.
Maybe not so polite online, but
Yeah.
yeah. So that's one thing. Financially, like we said, I think when you guys travel, just making sure you guys have enough money, don't trouble people. I think sometimes as well in Malaysia, we can see foreigners coming in and then like begging, please support my traveling journey. I think those aren't very nice things to do. I don't think Malaysians do.
Hopefully, Malaysians, you don't do
I don't think
that.
Malaysians do
That's
that.
kind of malu.
Yeah, so that's I guess the ways that we can thank the relevant ministries for giving us a strong passport to make sure that we still have that strong passport.
We need visa free lepas ni to China, to Australia.
Exactly.
Wow, can you imagine that, guys, Malaysians? We need to work together on this. We need to help them.
About Singapore.
Singaporeans, we're so sorry.
Singapore is a wallpaper. I think we're fine. I think we're fine. I think we're all Malaysians.
Sorry.
I think we're all Malaysians.
Okay, so I feel like that's it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Nice talking to you, Aishah. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Start planning your holidays. Currency is really good right now.
Yep.
Hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you guys in the next one.
Bye. Take care when traveling. Be nice to people.